Hey guys, Grandpa John coming at you with another Diablo Immortal video. Today's video, you will see that I am currently at Paragon 122. I forgot to serve a Paragon as I'm recording this video, which is actually Sunday on my birthday. It was a great stream. It was a great time. It was a good day. But with that being said, is we found some locations to farm, and I wanted to really show and display them to you because I felt like they were important for you guys to know. This spot being the ship, and as you saw by the thumbnail, you get a massive amount of experience by farming the ship. So I wanted to break it down for you. So what I did is I break it down for both solo and group farming all in the same video because I did a shorter time span of just the 5 minutes per example. And this way, I think was the best way to do this because I wanted to be able to show you guys the way that it worked for both solo and group farming because not everybody can always run these in a group. Let me know down in the comments below if you think that was the better way to show this video as you watch it and continue through it, because you definitely want to stay tuned until you get to the second half of the video where I show the group content and you can really see the difference in numbers versus solo and group play in the game. All right, so let's go ahead and let's do the ship open world farm. We're going to start doing this once solo. I'm going to show you guys what the XP you can get from doing this totally solo. We'll also get the live split going so that way you can see exactly how much time is done here. We'll probably do a 5-minute comparison solo. And then I'll see if I can't grab a party of 4. We'll come back into it and we'll see if we can't get an additional party going. And that way we have some more people in it and we can hopefully time it just a little bit better. Go ahead and pull up the live split here. Live split will be down in the bottom right corner. So you see I'm going to actually start out, we'll even bring up the handy dandy calculator. We're going to start out 2,298,688. All right, now let's go ahead and hop into it. Let's see what we can get from farming on solo versus what we get when we run as a party. I think I already let this clear out enough. Let's go ahead and start it. All right. So hopefully the rest of them respawn, and it does seem odd. It almost seems as if the spawn rate has decreased exponentially because we don't have the 4 people in our party. But so far we're chaining everything kind of okay. The problem is going to be here when we get down to the bottom. We're going to have to go all the way to the bottom, then we're going to have to come up. So we're actually going to be missing out probably on part of the combo for the 100 kill streak that we really want to get. Well, let's just try it. Let's see what we get here. And that'll be one of those things where maybe we can talk about it and explain the difference between this on how it's not the greatest. I do know also by staying in this area up top in the cabin area, usually you get a little bit better XP if you're going to do this by solo, just because there is just a higher density of respawn rate up here. And they're closer together, right? So obviously when you kill these ones over here, these are a separate mob spawn than those that are all the way over here, and so on and so forth. There we go. So now it seems like we're getting a little bit better on chaining here. I'm gonna try to see if I can't keep us just on this upper portion and constantly engage with enemies, because the biggest thing here is I want to really hit a streak if I can, because hitting those streaks is what really makes a big difference. But if I can't hit a streak, then I can't hit a streak, and it really will honestly, you'll see the numbers change if you don't hit those streaks. We'll probably do another video later on too, not so much on this one, but on another video where I just straight up show you guys like the best way to figure out if it's a good area to farm in the open world. Also talk about the different variants of, so see we can only get a 20 streak here. But also talk about the variants of like, okay, what kind of a streak do you want to be looking for and how to get them? Because it does make a big difference on your XP totally gained if you do streak them or if you just kill them individually. So we'll definitely show an example of that too in a later video. Actually, you know what? I'll try to do that one this week for you guys. So that way you guys can be on your own trying to figure out these better places to farm instead of relying on us content creators to kind of tell you where to farm, right? But so far, preliminary results here or thought process on this is it's not the best spot to be at solo. It's not going to be like that Ashworld Cemetery that I showed you guys where I ran around an Ashworld there and was able to get a significant amount of XP just by doing a solo farm there. Does not seem like the ship is going to be one of those places. All right, so we're coming up We're about halfway, and now we hit the glitch where we get stuck. Unfortunately, this is a bummer. This pretty much ruins everything for the test. Let's go ahead and unstuck. Gotta love the falling glitch, which will then teleport me out of the whole area, or I'll die, one of the two, and then we'll have to come back, try again. But this is something, you know what, we're gonna leave it in here for the video portion of this, just because it needs to be brought to everybody's attention that this is a thing. And unfortunately, it's something that we deal with quite often when farming the ship, especially for whoever is gonna be farming the lower portion of the ship, right? Because you need to have somebody placed in the lower portion as well as in the upper portion. So you don't want somebody who's always down here. They need to be able to run here and up a little bit to really take full advantage of it. So let's go ahead and let's go through. Let's kill what we can really quickly. And then we will go from there. So you can see here we're at 4 minutes. We've hit one glitch. Our bestiary is now full. So we'll go ahead and we'll go dump that as soon as I kill this mob. All right, cool. Mob's dead. Let's go teleport back to where we respawned at. Too bad we couldn't hit that orb before we got stuck, right? We could have done. We could have had that better example or a better reason to do that. All right, bestiary. All right, go ahead, get out of this, please. Thank you. Yeah. I don't care. Get me out of here. I want to go farm. Thank you. I will take all that. Perfect. Now let's go grab here. Now I will have to do a little bit of math on this one as well, because even though you see what my XP is, when I finish this run, you'll see my XP is going to be pretty much a lot higher. So we'll have to do some subtraction of percentages, because I am under server paragon as well, as you can see here on the right hand side of the beam. So yep, 5 minutes in, that pretty much does that one for that one. This is going to be a pretty rough comparison in my opinion. So let's go ahead and let's pull it up, and let's see. Just teleport back here, and we'll go ahead and we'll do the quick math to see which one is actually like better and what we actually got for experience, because it is going to vary. So let's go ahead and grab my notepad. Handy dandy notepad. And I'm going to record the numbers that I had just in case. Okay, now let's see here. We got Thumlock, thank you. 298688. Okay, so that's clear that out. No longer need that. Now let's see what my experience says. I am at 2,600,000 and yep, okay. So 2,676,950. Now that is a difference of minus why is this stupid keyboard 2,2,6,7,6,950. So it's a difference of 378,000. That was over a 5 minute period. So let's go ahead and divide that by 5. Okay, so it's really 75K per minute, which normally would be phenomenal, but this is also at 120%. Notice that I have 120% here. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to take this 75,652, and then we're gonna have to actually multiply that by 0.2. And once we do that, we'll go ahead and we'll add this to the 652. So it was actually 60,000 experience per minute. So that's not bad. 60,521 per minute, which is pretty good. That's actually a little bit higher than what it was on the Open Ashworld Cemetery solo. And if we actually take that and we multiply this by 60, then that means we are getting 3.6 million experience per hour just by farming the ship, even if you do it 100% solo. So this is very interesting. So now I'm curious to see what we get if we can go and we can grab a full party of 4 to go run this for 4 or 5 minutes. All right, So as you can see here, I have started the timer. We are going to go ahead and send it and see exactly how much time that we can actually go on this farming here. I was originally going to leave the audio, but we ended up getting off on tangent into a totally different story that evolved. So I didn't want to leave the audio clip of us talking. We were having some interesting conversations, kind of more on the lines of like where we should farm, what areas we should be at when we're doing the ship farming. You will notice that I'm on pretty much one side of the captain's quarters there, and I have someone on the other side. We did end up go ahead and opting where I just do the captain's quarters itself, and then she moved over to the other side. But nonetheless, it works really well. We were able to get the kill streaks up pretty reliably with the group of 4, which really makes the big difference, right? Because if you aren't getting your kill streaks up to 100, then you're kind of losing out on XP. I did make a note of that. I'm going to make a video. I'm going to make probably a YouTube short video where I just show you guys what the difference is if you make it to 100, if you don't make it to 100, as far as the multipliers go on Diablo Immortal. But this spot works out really, really well. And as you can see here, this is probably one of those spots where, you know, we have a lot of spots in the game where it's easy to pick certain areas to go and farm that don't require a whole lot of thinking, so to speak, but you do have to run around the map. Like you have to do circles, you got to do X, Y, Z to kind of get in the right location and get the right situation converted and understood, so to speak, to get the experience that you want to really change the amount of gains you get. On the ship, it's very minimal. If I'd actually placed myself more in the center of that area as using a ranged attack, I could actually cover that entire cabin and made this super quick and easy as a group. Now, the other thing to note here is we did really need to have that 4 group going, because the more people you have in an area, the more spawns, or the quicker the spawns are per the enemies. So that is a caveat of this, so to speak. Because if you do this solo, you will notice you get a little less on the spawn rate and the buildups for the kill streaks. Now, you did see that obviously at the beginning of this video when I showed you what it looked like when I did this 100% solo. But just because I did 100% solo doesn't mean that that's what you have to do as well. If you do a group of 4, it does help you and helps produce more and more and more. Now, you'll also notice at the end of this run that we had an interesting result as far as the actual amount of XP given. And this is also without the gladiator tree active. I did make sure to do this test without the gladiator tree active, or sorry, without the treasure hunter tree active, because I wanted to show you what it is realistically. Because if I show you what it is with treasure hunter, it's going to be kind of a lie, because you aren't running treasure hunter, then it's going to be 0.5% more experience than what you should get. So if you take these numbers and you multiply them by 1.5, that's actually the amount of experience that you're going to get per hour, which will make a massive difference and increase in the amount of experience and drops that you're going to get from doing these types of open world farming. And that's kind of why we do this. That's why we find these locations. That's why we make these videos, is because we want to make sure you guys are aware of what the exact best situation is for you and how you can actually maximize your account. Because if you're not maximizing your account, I mean, you're kind of just letting it go by the wayside. And nobody wants to just let their account go by the wayside. But we definitely want to make sure that you guys know and are aware of what you actually need to be doing in the game to really push and progress your account evenly and progressively, so to speak. Now, as you can see here, we're about 3 minutes and 30-ish seconds coming up here. So we are going to be finishing up this cycle. This was only a 5-minute cycle that I wanted to do. I was going to do a longer one, but I didn't want to bother with the bestiary and everything. It's very rare this location is actually not occupied. We got very, very lucky that I was able to occupy this area for about 20 minutes to do this entire video. And actually, right after I ended this recording, it got super, super busy and popular to where there's no way I would be able to go back and do any type of recording. So I got super, super lucky that we were able to get in there as we did. But we did go ahead and end it at the 5-minute mark just to keep it simple and apples to apples from the solo group. But it was fun. It was exciting. Just like any other group, when you get a good group of people, we were actually in voice chat, so that way we had comms going the entire time. We basically, you talk and you laugh and whatnot. That's the biggest thing about this too, is when you're doing these types of farming events, if you can get a good party together. Like this, even though this was 5 minutes, this felt like it took like a couple of seconds. All we did was we had good conversation and we had fun with it. So definitely make sure that if you are playing Diablo Immortal and you are someone who is a grinder, you're doing this open world farming, you're doing something. Granted, yeah, if you were to just stand in the middle, it wouldn't require you to move back and forth, so you could kind of multitask and do something else completely. But if you are not the person doing that, then maybe just go ahead, hop in a voice chat, and then get to know and get to talk to the other people that you're around you, so that maybe that can entertain you just a little bit. All right, so you're gonna see here the timer is basically at the 5-minute mark. You can see I kind of fumble around to get that up here. So let's go pull up and see how much experience I got. So let's see here. Notice the experience that I got was, wait for it, wait for it. Actually, I think yeah, that's, I had to actually figure out how to leave the party because I wanted to get that kill tick, and then I wanted to leave. There we go. Leave the party so that way now it stops multiplying when they get kills. All right, and my experience for that entire breakdown was, what was it? 900,770. Yeah, 970,259. So you'll see that I go ahead and I do the quick math to go ahead and do that subtraction there, which was something like, I want to say it was like 557,000 minus the 970,000, which ended up being basically averaging out here, which actually, yep, you'll see it right here. We go ahead and we do the math for it. So you'll see when we divide that by the 5 minutes, that'll give us a per minute run of 82,557 per minute. And then it dawns on me, oh no, I am below server paragon. So I need to actually subtract 20% of that number to get the accurate amount. Because if I were to tell you that number, it'd look like, oh my God, I gotta go farm there. But it's not accurate because I'm below server paragon. So all my XP was multiplied. So it's actually about 66,000 experience per minute. And it makes a big difference because you multiply that by the 10. And essentially what that means, or sorry, by 60, and which essentially what that means is it's a little over a full level per hour, which is a big difference. All right, so with that being said, that basically gives us everything that we kind of need for this specific location on the ship. We like to call our good friend Veiled Shot Gaming the Admiral because he is always on this ship grinding. But it is because it's one of those that takes the least amount of effort to actually farm this area and location while getting major gains in the game. Obviously 3.6 million experience points per hour, and that's not including going and turning in your best area and coming back. That's a pretty big gain, and depending on how well you have it set up and flowing with your team, you could actually make it better. We weren't someone who does this constantly or all the time, so we actually missed out on a little bit of extras that we could have really had for getting the best locations. So definitely keep that in mind when you're going to go ahead and farm this location. I do hope this video helps you. I'm trying to provide you guys with the best and known locations to kind of farm so that way you can make the most informed decisions on how to level your character the easiest. And if you are enjoying that content, please make sure to like and subscribe. Leave me comments down below if it's the kind of content you do like to see. And I will focus a little bit more on it because I have a list of about 12 locations in Diablo Immortal and the numbers that relate to them to get you guys the best spots in the game to farm. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Peace.